Hello friends, in this video I am going to explain and demonstrate a concept called organizational data type which was introduced in Excel recently. So let's understand this with a case study. Over to my screen. Let's assume that I am working in a product based company and I want to prepare a quotation like this in Excel. Okay, now I want to pull up the prices, quantity. I would be hypothetically uh, entering some quantity. Okay, now issue is that the prices are there in my ERP's database. Okay, and the prices keep on updating daily or weekly. Okay, now let me show you the product catalog from the ERP. Okay, so let's assume that this ERP maintains the database in SQL Server. Okay, let me execute this query and show you the catalog in a glance. Okay, so I have this type of columns as you can see and prices. So I'm not interested in discounted price because again somewhere you would find zero and this is the lowest possible price. So but I want to make quotation with this prices only or maybe uh, plus minus 1% to this price. Okay. Now, how to pull up prices dynamically from this? Now, I'm very sure you would say that just connect to this database table using Power Query and pull up this product catalog master in another worksheet in Excel and then use VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP to search for this code, okay, and pull the prices, latest prices. But now there are some limitations. Okay. Now issue is that this database resides in my corporate network, not on the cloud. Second, the administrator doesn't allow me to connect to this database. Okay, because again in database there are many other information which ideally should not be exposed to everyone. Okay, and again I don't have very easy access because I keep on moving, so I am not in my corporate network. And the third limitation is that the product catalog is massive. So let's assume that if we have 1 million plus rows, so Excel cannot load so many rows. So you can say that VLOOKUP or XLOOKUP cannot look this massive catalog. So let's see how Power BI can make this data available to you very handy directly in Excel, and how you can pull up this other information like category types without using VLOOKUP. Okay. Now the first step would be to push this product catalog from database server into Power BI service, that is cloud, so that the Power BI can make this available to the user in Excel. Okay. Now this is just a one-time step. You don't have to repeat every time, and ideally this should be carried out by your system administrator who has access of the database. So I would simply go to my Power BI, okay, and connect to my SQL Server database. Okay, my server is localhost and database is name is Mintra. Okay, so basically I imported this data from a website called Kaggle where many demo databases or sample databases are available. Let me put the username. So I selected database mode, username, password to be entered, and let's connect this. Okay, you can press OK because okay, now this will connect to the database, ERP database. Okay, now I just this is just a demo, so you would find just one table. Ideally in your ERP you would be having many tables or views. Okay, so let me just have a preview of this. Okay, let us take this and let's click transform data. Okay, so this would open Power Query window editor. Okay, now the reason I'm opening this in Power Query is that I'm not interested in all column. Okay, So my end user would not be requiring every column of this. Like rating. Rating is not something required. So I can simply right click and remove it, and discount price. Okay, this is a sensitive data. So I don't want to disclose this maximum discount which I can give to, let's say, my marketing guys, so that they maintain a margin of 1 or 2% and try to sell this. Okay, so I will, for sensitivity purpose, I will even remove this. Okay, and I think renaming columns are okay. Okay, so let's say product and close and apply. Okay, so this will load this data into Power BI model. Let's wait to load. Now the catalog is heavy. Can see almost 5 lakhs plus rows. Let's wait for this to load in Excel, and after that we will push it. Okay, okay, loaded. Let's check this data. Okay, so if I click, go to this data view tab. Okay, I can see this. Okay, let me first save this file. So I would save this on, let's say, desktop, and Mintra dataset. Okay, you can write any Mintra dataset. And please note one thing. So you would require Power BI Pro or Premium license for that. So I am already having a Premium, but you can also do this with a Pro license. And you would require access of some workspace, which your Power BI administrator would be creating for you. Okay, for me, I have already created a workspace. Okay, okay. Let me go to this model view and do some initial setup. Okay, now here key column. So key column is any column which uniquely identify this rows. Okay, so ID is system defined ID. Okay, is my unique key, because name might get repeat with, let's say, change in other brand or category. So I would say that ID is my key column, and even your row label would be same for this example, the key column. Okay, and let me turn it on as a featured table. Okay, now this is the thing which will be doing magic of making available this data into Excel. And I can write any description, product catalog, or Excel sharing, something like this, anything. Okay, and let me save this. Let me save this file, and let's publish this to a workspace. Okay, now let me jump to my Power BI workspace. Okay, so I have many workspace. So let's assume that my users who want to use this in Excel have access, have been added to this workspace called test company. Okay, so I will push this data set into test company. Okay, so let me hit publish button and push this into test company workspace. Okay, let's wait for this to be pushed into the database. Sorry, data set on Power BI service. Okay, I think it is done. Okay, yes, okay, it's done. Let's check on Power BI service if this, okay, you can see this means, okay, so content means a Power BI report or graphical page, and this is a database. Now, if you see, there is as such no user interface or graphical, because purpose of this is not to develop any analytical dashboard, but only to make available this data. Okay, so I can safely go to content and delete this report portion. Okay, not the data set portion. I would simply go to content and just delete this report. So this will not remove data set. We are just removing report. Okay, data set is still there. Okay, let me connect this data set so that I can apply timer to keep on refreshing this data. Okay, so let me go to this and go to settings. Okay, now I already have a Power BI data gateway installed on the server PC. Okay, so let me configure this data. Okay, so add this data sets. No, so let's say call it Mintra. It is SQL Server. Okay, authentication mode. It would be basic username, whatever, and password. And privacy level, it would be private. And let's create this. And again, I will now map this to Mintra. Okay, map this data set to Mintra. Okay, perfect. Now, as I said, this data set would keep on refreshing every day. Okay, so let me apply a timer or schedule to refresh this daily. So I'll turn it on and let's say daily at uh, 6 in the morning. I want to refresh this automatically so that I have latest prices. Okay. Okay. Now this administrative portion is done. Now let's proceed to the next portion. Now let's start with actual work. Okay. So now since we are all set, okay. So these are my product codes. Okay. And I want to pull up this name, category, type, price, and quantity. I would enter any. Okay. So I would select any cell where product code is there and I would go to this drop down. Okay, now this portion of this from your organization is available only in business edition of Office 365. Okay, so I am having business basic or starter edition wherein Excel is available only in web based version, but that is also very good. Okay, so I would select this cell and click on this product. So moment we set this name in feature table, this data got available to Excel. Okay, can you notice a suitcase or bag icon? If you don't notice this, you may have to retry it 2-3 times because many times it takes time to refresh this. Okay. Okay. Now this was the product code and I made it as a row label or key column. Okay. Now all the other columns of that Power BI are available as here, which I can pull. Okay, so let's say first product name. So I can go here and click for product name. Okay, now product name is by description. Okay, so description. Or if you want to check, you can even click on this bag icon and check this card. Okay, so you can see that brand is Fab India, Indian wear, style, okay, gender, woman, price, this size options. Okay, so you can add like this. Okay, let's add one more column called category. Okay, so I'll click here, category, then type I want to add. So I'll add type. Now again, column names might be different. Like the type is basically style for me. Style. Let me add price for this. The very main thing, price. Okay. Quantity, let's say 5. And I'll any quantity I can. Okay. Okay. This I did for one. Now let's do this for all the rows. Okay. So I would select all this rows with product codes and I would say these are organizational data types. So I'll click here Okay, now you can see back icon. If this product code is invalid, you would not see this icon for that. Okay. Now, if you notice, okay, and if I press F2 and watch this formula, okay, so this is my basically what's like a data, and these are my properties of the data like description or category. So this is property. So internally a formula is put. So I can copy this and paste this formula to all the rows like this. So indirectly I achieved functionality of VLOOKUP or XLOOKUP, and that too without referring to any specific worksheet. Okay, let me complete this example. Okay, price into quantity. Yes, and let me put a sum here. Okay, and let's make a quotation. This is our taxes, and this is our final amount. Okay, so you can prepare very quickly prepare something like this using Excel using organizational data types. I know you have one question that how does this refresh dynamically? Okay, let me show you this. Okay, so let's try to update any of the prices in ERP. So I would be accessing the database using backend directly and updating price of any of this product. Let's say so 999. Okay, this product code. So let me update this price of this product. Okay, so currently it is 999. Let's make it 1400 something. Okay, so let's do this from backend. So ideally this would be happening directly into your ERP using interface. So your uh, team would be updating the prices. Okay, let me show you just a demo. It is a demo. So let's say when your team updates prices internally, a SQL query like this, update product catalog set price is equal to, let's say we want to set it 1400, where product ID is this F, this is okay, and I will internally when this price is updated, okay, in the backend ERP automatically fire this query. Okay, one row got affected, so product price of this product automatically changed. Okay, now let's say during the day these prices change and these prices are effective from next day. Okay, now next day what will be happening? Let me show you. Okay, now so I already have set timer in this 6 in the morning to update this automatically. Okay, now what will happen? Power BI will automatically at your designated time automatically press refresh. Okay, let's press this manually. I know. So manually it will automatically it would press this refresh and pull up the latest or fresh data from the database and load it into Power BI, which will be available to Excel. So let's wait this to get refreshed. So you don't have to worry in the real life because this would be happening automatically in the morning based on the timers, and you can set apply many timers, not only once in a day. So in Power BI Pro you can update every 3 years, 3 hours. Okay, okay, this data got updated. Now let's jump to the Excel. So currently this is 999. Okay, so let's refresh this. So I would just press refresh all and just notice 1400. Okay, so this is dynamically linked. So please ensure that, let's say you freeze this quotation. So after you freeze this quotation, you have to copy and paste special this data, because if you see this is linked to a formula. Okay, so if this formula remains and data changes, even these prices would change. So after you freeze your quotation, you also have to freeze your formulas by paste special values. Okay, that's it. So friends, to sum up, this method is suitable if you have a corporate or organizational type of setup wherein you have multiple employees. Okay, so there might be many other ways to accomplish this, like the Power Query way of pulling and linking VLOOKUP. Okay, but if I would definitely recommend that please give this method a try, because business basic subscription is very cheap and you would require a Power BI Pro license. So you can definitely start a trial and try out this. So if you like this technique, do like the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel.